let's check out the Action 52 game pack for the Geo MVSX. Yeah, once you have it installed, you just go to your options here, choose arcade. So I thought I should take you through some of the games here in this collection, the Action 52. I'll just go through each one and tell you a bit about it. First one, Alien Syndrome. Sega game from 1987. Kind of a weird one. I remember playing this at the Leisure Center back in the day. It was always kind of hard though. I don't know. There's like maps. You got to rescue 10 people. Try to figure out what's going on. This one doesn't play too bad. A lot of the arcade games, or some of them, don't work that well with the stock emulator on this system. I remember seeing it at the arcade at the mall, and there was like a shot of like someone with their chest ripped open. And okay, that's kind of scary. I was like 5. Like this, they put that in the arcade. Like what? Oh my goodness! This is actually a pretty cool shooter. It came out. Well, it's not too bad. Altered Beast. I actually saw the Genesis version of this first, before actually seeing the arcade version, which is kind of backwards. And some people, this game wasn't terribly well reviewed, but at the time it was kind of fun. It's pretty simple, but I thought it was a pretty fun game. Got a time hitting these 3-headed wolves here. There, take that. Black Tiger. This was at the local Max store. I remember seeing it, and some guy sat down there one time and like just finished the whole thing, which was pretty cool. You have to go through. There's a time limit. You have to upgrade your dude. Try not to die. Secrets, okay. You gotta get keys to open chests, kill this guy. It's kind of unforgiving though. Bubble Bobble, everybody has seen this one. Good game, good multiplayer game actually. I saw this in many arcades. No, there's one to play with me. And this type of game, but a lot of games are, I'm dead already, have used this gameplay mechanic. It's like Snow Brothers is another one. Nightmare in the Dark for Neo Geo, those are pretty good too. Combat Tribes, I remember seeing this one. Same kind of graphics as WrestleFest. Enjoy the old beat 'em ups actually. This one was pretty cool. This is one of my favorites actually. Take it. Yes, this is fun. Now Contra was interesting. I tried to get the original Contra working and it was just glitchy. So I threw on Super Contra instead, which I don't think I'm lying. I didn't actually play in the arcade. This one is a bit hard. I think you get 3 or 5 continues and then it's over. Put as many credits as you want, doesn't matter because you only get 5 continues. It would be nice to try to figure out a way to access the dip switches in this, but I don't know if there's a method yet to make that work. So, no original Contra, you'll have to settle for Super Contra. Alright, next one, Contra Hard Corps. This is the first Mega Drive port you're going to see in this release. Reason why I included the Japanese version is because it has, you can enter cheat codes in it, and there's 3 hits before you die, so it's far easier than, I believe, the European or US releases. So this was one of the cool games for Genesis. Technically not an arcade game, I get that, but the idea was to put enough fun stuff on here arcade-like, so everyone will enjoy it. But between this and Gunstar Heroes for the Genesis or Mega Drive, pretty much the best side scrollers. Just amazing for the technology they had at the time. Oh, it seems still alive, not like the US version where it instantly dead. You can't see on that. I'm doing at this. Dig Dug. Donkey Kong. The King of Kong, I am not. Double Dragon, ridiculous box art because I had to put it on because I know Jackie Chan's on the front of that. I don't know what's up with that. Notice the car here is from another game called Road Avenger, which was a Laserdisc game. This was a fun game, but again, just hard. You never get too far in it. Dragon's Fury. This is a pinball game for the Sega Genesis. I quite like this. This is one of my favorites, actually. Technically not an arcade game, but I enjoy it. This is one of my favorites, actually. This is interesting because you can actually change the control pad for flippers. So I can go left flipper, maybe make it the yellow, right flipper be the green, tilt maybe A. So then I just use the two buttons now instead of, which is interesting with the Wii. You can, load the Genesis stuff, and you can configure the controls. So you can go left, right, left, right. But yeah, kind of a bonus. I think there is there's kind of a pseudo remake of this called Demon's Tilt, I believe, or something. I forget what it was called. For PS4 and Xbox. Let's see here. Forgotten Worlds. My understanding is that this game had some trouble being integrated to the original Capcom release, Hylo release for this. Something to do with the controls. So included Genesis or Mega Drive version. And with a lot of these versions, if you're old like me and you have arthritis in your hands, or my goodness, it has auto fire, so you can just, wreck your hands. Auto fire, yes please. It's a bit easier. You're not killing yourself playing this game. Frogger. Frogger. Everyone loves Frogger. Galaga, classic. I've really seen this cap everywhere. Gauntlet 4, interesting. This is the Genesis. It's basically a remake of Gauntlet 1 with some more modes. It has some cool music, has a quest mode on it. It's an auto fire. I'm not sure if the original had auto fire built in. Ghouls and Ghosts, my understanding, the arcade version of this had some trouble running on the MVS, so I included the Genesis version. There are cheats out there where you can be invincible and actually finish this brutally hard game. Another one I saw everywhere, but man, this game's hard, like just insanely brutal. Pretty good port. There's been stuff online about how the hitboxes and movement are a bit different. I think this one you can use diagonals or no diagonals, so the consensus was it controls a little bit better. It's slightly easier to control. So, it's a duck. Golden Axe, yeah, arcade version of this one. This one was everywhere. I saw this everywhere I went. Green Beret, also known as Russian Attack. I knew about Russian Attack, but couldn't get the Russian Attack ROM to work. I remember going on some cruise in my family as like a young kid, and this was like in the arcade. What did I do? Just play it all the time. Growl, another one. Oh, that was a fun game. This is, I remember seeing this University Arcade. I don't know. It's kind of a ridiculous game. It's just ridiculous. Gunstar Heroes. May I say best game on the Genesis? Wow. This may be... Metal Slug is good, but this game, as a side-scroller, shooter, may be the best game ever made. It's insane to say that, but just this game is so much fun. Like, the design of this game, it blows me away. Love it. This game's just crazy. I think there's kind of a health bar, so if you get hit once, you just don't die. It's a bit forgiving that way. It's one of those games where it's, again, easy to play, hard to master. Yes. Gyrus, oh my goodness. I had this from my ColecoVision in 1984. I think I made it to Earth like once. Kind of overlooked. Everybody plays Galaga, but Gyrus overlooked. That was a fun shooter. Hit the Ice. Kung Fu Master. Legendary Wings. I could play this at a pizza place or something. No auto fire. Oh, my hands. Can't do it. Ah, the shooters. Oh. Mortal Kombat 2. I think there were some issues with the emulation on the arcade version of this. There was a hack that restored a bunch of stuff. More characters, moves. I couldn't get it to work though. That's something I'm working on. Okay, it's been long. Gotta throw in Pac-Man. NBA Jam. P47. Prisoners of War. Prehistoric Isle, fun shooter. Raiden, Genesis version on here. I tried the arcade ROMs and too choppy. Also auto fire. Brastan. Remember having this for my Apple II GS back in the 80s. Good times. Road Blaster, is that not supported? Genesis version. Not a bad part, really. RoboCop. I could play this once or twice. Also hard. Rolling Thunder, another one. Played this one at Bullwinkle's, it's pretty cool. This had 2 sequels on Genesis that were pretty well reviewed. Rygar. Shinobi Classic one. Simpsons Arcade. Doesn't quite stand up, but my kid loves playing it with me. Snow Brothers. Cool game. I liked the arcade version. My wife played the NES version, which is also actually quite good. A little bit different than this. This is probably my favorite of the Bubble Bobble type games that are out there. I don't know, this one's just like fun. Like rolling snowballs, you like these dudes. There's like are these bosses in here as well? Like, yeah, I definitely recommend this one. This is like one of my favorites. All right, Super Smash TV, Genesis. Or Mega Drive, whatever you can call it, other one. Cool thing about this version is you go control, 1 player, 2 controllers. Let's fun. Oh, you see what I'm doing here? Yes, that's exactly what you think. You can use both. So I thought this would be a pretty cool thing to demonstrate on the machine. There you go. Yes. Again, not the arcade game, but the controls are pretty awesome. So Superman. I love this game as a kid. It's kind of a pseudo beat 'em up / shooter, but for some reason, like if this was at the arcade, I would just play it and play it and play it. I highly recommend this one. This is one of my faves. And again, kind of the same 3 stages over and over again. But yeah, it kind of had a variety of gameplay. It wasn't just one thing over and over. It was beat 'em up one. You had a bit of, of a shooter in it as well. Okay, just, yeah. It wasn't too hard. You could just keep putting in quarters and like finish it. Each guy had a boss. It was pretty fun. But yeah, definitely recommend this one. This one's super awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Hyperstone Heist. Now, my understanding is that the arcade Ninja Turtle games have a problem where you cannot insert a coin with the emulator on this. So, load up the Genesis version. It's kind of a remix where there's some levels from the arcade, some are from other games. I'm not sure why, but it's a nice, alternative. It's basically quite similar. Again, as a hack out with where they adjust the colors, couldn't get that to work. However, there's color mode anime and comic on this, so no, I switched to comic usually. You know, it's similar. This is the arcade game, no, but it's similar. So I think it'll scratch the itch if you're wanting some Turtles action on this thing. Time Pilot. Probably the first shooter I ever played. Like it wasn't Asteroids. I had this for my ColecoVision and loved it. Arcade version, awesome as well. You're kind of in the center and you shoot outwards and trying to get a kill. It's kind of you know, you don't see this that often anymore. But yeah, if I saw this in the arcade, it was automatic. I had to play it. Toki, this was a cool game. Again, at Chuck E. Cheese, before people made it seem like Chuck E. Cheese is scary. It's not scary. They're animatronics. They're not robots. It's not scary. I don't know where all that came from. The weird culture nowadays. I'm like, it's just things that, you know. Fun game. I like this one too. It's kind of weird and bizarre. Like a monkey that like shoots stuff. And it has a hockey helmet because, yes, why not? It's ridiculousness. Alright, great. Trojan. You know when you get to the end of making your list and you're like, what games do I have left that aren't complete garbage? This is near the bottom. But this one was more of, you had to block high, block low. It had a different kind of mechanic on it, which I can't say I'm very good at. But I thought it'd be an interesting inclusion. There was another game I played called Gladiator, where they had like a shield. And Williams Arcade Greatest Hits. This is a collection of ports, again for the Mega Drive. You get Robotron, Defender, Defender 2, and Joust. I'll just load up Robotron here. And you know why I want Robotron on here? Because you can use both sticks. Go up and down. Must be murder on the joystick, but yeah, you can kind of like, you block up and down as well. It's interesting. I cannot get very far in this game. Sinistar's on this as well. Scared the hell out of me as a kid, man. My goodness, no. Robotron. Here we go. Yes. Exactly. 2 sticks. Wonder Boy 3. Couldn't get the arcade ROM working for this. So this is kind of a side-scrolling Wonder Boy. The other two are kind of light RPG / platformers. That's some gas station. I don't know why. And this was there and I thought it was pretty cool. So yes, Genesis version on this one. I don't know. I'm trying not to, you know, I could put Wonder Boy 1, 2, and 3 on here. I guess I could have, but the idea is to not overload it, not repeat. And again, if you guys want to add games, you can. There's a template in the release. If you want to add cover art as well, so go crazy. WrestleMania the arcade game. No chance at all for it to run with the emulator on this. However, there was a Genesis port, which I did not know about. It's a little, the graphics are a little crunchy compared to the arcade. However, works on this, you get all 6 characters. Again, one of my favorites. It just, the game's just ridiculous. I find kids love this game. My daughter, because it's just, you know, just madness. I don't know how to play this. Yes, take that. Super fun game though. Fun game, just ridiculousness. Stop it. WrestleFest. Probably the arcade game that I played the most with my brother. Although the problem with this version is that it's a 4-player game. You can play players 1 and 2. But players 1 and 2 are on the first tag team, and players 3 and 4 are on the second tag team. So you actually can't not do a tag match against one another. So if you're going to try this, maybe do the battle royale if you're playing with someone else. I don't know how to, there's a hack where you can change the players, but when I played this, I would always pick Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake, the first for sure. And then play Window Man, because I gotta play the heels, man. What can I say? I don't want to be the baby face. Like, no. And they did release a sequel to this, Retromania Wrestling. Kind of bizarre. And it's an official sequel to this game on console. Of course, you can kind of cheat and just kind of keep putting in quarters to get your life back. So, kind of ridiculous. What? Zane Selena. Maybe you haven't heard of this one. Again, this is a Bullwinkle's game, and I played it every time I was there. I don't know. It was just kind of crazy. This game also hard. Yeah. But love it. Again, I mainly put this together as in, for my own nostalgia, basically. For games that I used to play in the arcade. For everyone, that's going to be different, but I thought I would, this cab is so much fun. Emulation not perfect, but, you're not putting don't have a Raspberry Pi put in this yet, but for, a stock system, you can get a lot out of this thing, so. Anyway. Hope you enjoyed it.